If a tree falls in the woods, does it make a sound? That's one of the philosophical questions that people love to debate over and over again. Perhaps we could say, based on this week's parsha, that yes, it does make a sound. Things that we cannot observe or perceive still have an impact. Because when you think about this week's parsha, Parshas Balak takes place entirely out of the realm of the Jewish community. We have an entire parsha where the Jews have no clue what's going on only until the last 9 psukim, when it focuses on the immorality that takes place. But up until that point, these are all curses that the Jews have absolutely no clue what is taking place. And yet, something is happening behind the scenes. They're just not aware of it. Does it make a sound? Does it have an impact? It absolutely has an impact. Fortunately, Bilam's attempted kolalos were transformed into brachos and positively impacted the Jewish people. But there's so much that happens behind the scene which makes an impact on each and every one of our lives. And the question that people ask is that if the entire parsha is focused outside the realm of the Jewish community, what's the purpose of this parsha? What's the message? What is it trying to teach us? And for us, I believe the answer is that in life, there are so many things that we simply can't control. We can't control what's happening behind the scenes. We're not aware of it. It's a tree that's falling in the woods. Our responsibility, our obligation is to continue to be steadfast in our faith in Kadosh Baruch Hu, that God is there and God is watching over us. In times of uncertainty, when it's unknown, when we don't have the answers, we turn to God with full hearts of faith. And I almost think about it in some ways related to the attempted assassination with Donald Trump. I know everyone likes to talk about it, but there's so many things that happened behind the scenes that we're unaware of. This was a moment where we are aware of it now because of what took place. And to think of the miraculous nature of someone tilting their head just a fraction saves their life. Who knows how many episodes in our lives that if one move that we made created some sort of ripple effect that positively impacted another, saved our lives, saved another person's lives. We don't know. We have no clue. But our job, our responsibility is to always continue to have hearts full of faith in our connection and our dedication to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It's interesting that we say in Hallel, Hallelu as Hashem kol goyim, that all the nations should praise Hashem. Why should all the nations praise Hashem? In the middle of Hallel, we are saying that the other nations should praise God. The answer is because so often there are things that happen or that are planned to take place against the Jewish people. And the Jews themselves don't know what was planned, whether they were trying to hurt, antagonize, threaten the Jewish community. So we say that the other nations who attempted to hurt the Jews and were thwarted by God, they should praise God and say, look how great their God is. And I believe that this is a message for each and every one of us to take to heart, to remember that this story of Parshas Balak takes place completely outside of the Jewish community. So many things could have happened that we would never have known, but it was recorded for posterity in the Torah to remind us that there are so many things in life that we can't control. But what we can control, though, is our steadfastness, our commitment to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that despite all the challenges around us, God has our backs. Have a wonderful Shabbos.